And we are live. I'm not sure if they heard that intro, so I'll just say it again. We are live. Halloween 3 doing today. As you can tell by the slogan or whatever you call it at the bottom, the night no one comes home. Do you know where they got that line from?
From one of the Halloween movies, I'm guessing.
I do believe Halloween 1, their slogan was the night he comes home. And also, if you notice throughout the movie, there are random moments where they do mention the previous Halloween movies, but not coming out and saying it. Like there's one TV, it says it was right before like the I think it was like 4 days till Halloween at the time. There's 4 more days till Halloween. Whenever it pops that up, actually the movie before that was actually a Halloween commercial.
Yeah.
And it did the and it showed Michael Myers walking down the steps. But
Yeah.
other than that, the two are not connected.
No. But they did show a little bit of a snippet of Halloween 1 footage. Did you notice that?
Yeah, they showed a snippet. They did, and wasn't it when the guy was strapped to the chair towards the end when he was wearing the mask? The movie that played before the whole 9 o'clock thing, wasn't that
It
also
wasn't
Halloween?
it wasn't towards the end. I think it was like maybe 20 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, yeah. I'm talking
Oh
about
yeah,
the
this is when I remember now. That's when you remember how the doctor went to the pub
yeah,
after the two guys got killed,
yeah,
and he told the guy behind the bar to turn the TV over, and then that popped up.
yeah. I'm talking about they do it again towards the end of the movie, not the end, but like it's like 20 minutes till the end or 40 till the end, where the guy's strapped to the chair in the factory and they put that mask on him, and he
Yeah,
says, "Enjoy this movie until 9 o'clock," and he hit it. That I think that was a scene from Halloween.
yeah,
But for those that don't know what this movie's about, before we jump any further into it, I'm going to give you the storyline that is listed on IMDb because that's the best way I can describe it with the way my brain. After the death of her father under very suspicious circumstances, Ellie Grimbridge and Dr. Daniel Chalice decide to investigate the shady activities of Connell Cochran, the owner of Silver Shamrock Novelties Company. Before long, they discover Cochran's diabolical plot to brainwash the children of America into his bidding through a mixture of ancient rituals, technology, and witchcraft. This Halloween, wearing the mask of a skeleton, a witch, or a pumpkin can be deadly. Can Ellie and Danny plans of the evil toy maker? I'll add something else that they didn't put in there. It's not just to do his evil bidding. The masks kill the children. Um,
yeah,
However, I do like the idea of those masks doing his bidding because that could have done a sequel if they wouldn't have done what they did at the end of the movie. But anyway, let's jump into like usually when we do these reviews, we do like this happened and then this happened. Let's just talk about like some of our favorite moments of the movie, starting and working our way to the end. No specific order. We'll cover where it happens as we remember. But I must say, the most brutal death of the movie that I really enjoyed was we got introduced to this girl's father, which we find out later on it's her father, but he's running from these suited guys,
yeah,
and the suited guy chokes him out on the ground, and then he kills him between two cars because he's in a used car lot. Well, his death later on is like it's brutal for the time. He's asleep in a hospital, and the fucking suited guy walks up to the door. Which I don't know if you noticed this or not, Greg, but he was in room 13. Unlucky 13. Watch the movie again. He was in unlucky room 13. Well, the
yeah,
suited guy walks up to him, puts his hand over his mask, takes his fist, puts out his two fingers, goes into the guy's eyeballs, and breaks his nose.
yeah,
That shit is
yeah.
brutal. Like,
What I thought it was really cool about this whole movie, for a movie that doesn't involve Michael Myers or anything like that, it's still very brutal.
It is, and the thing is, a lot of people don't realize when going into this movie, Halloween was only supposed to have one movie. I actually did more research into this. It was only supposed to be one movie, but John Carpenter and company was told that we need a sequel, so they bought a sequel. The company bought a sequel or whatever, so they had to make two. And he tried going to his original idea. Now, the name Halloween 3. As explained, is the reason why it's called Halloween 3 isn't just because it's the third in the installment or whatever. It's because of the masks. There's three of them. Halloween comes in threes. And it's the masks. Now, what's really cool that I liked about this movie is they implemented witchcraft. They implemented science. Those guys in the suits, they're all robots and shit. Which is cool, but I always thought it was weird that they had that yellow orange shit in them. I guess it adds the effect of like humanism, but why not just have robots? But anyway, another cool kill. What was your favorite kill before I jump into them all?
My favorite kill, shit. I thought the nurse with the drill to the head.
That was a good one.
But they didn't show it, so
they didn't show it. The one that got me was the homeless guy. The one that got me was the homeless guy.
Yeah. Is that when he got his head ripped off?
Because he they grabbed his head and ripped it off.
Yeah, you actually see it. Yeah.
Now, the strength of these robots are kind of weird because you can't really explain it. Because in one scene, they can rip your nose off. In another scene, they can rip your head off. But in a completely different scene, the doctor can fight one.
Yeah. Yeah. But I thought when I first watched it, I knew that because that Michael Myers wasn't in there or something like that. But like the start of the movie, when he was running away, I'm guessing that when people first watched it for the third time, they probably thought, "Oh, Michael Myers is after him,"
but it's not.
But it's not. You know what I mean?
The thing with this movie is it's very similar to the way Halloween was shot. The other two. It's just a different.
The music really done my head in though.
I did enjoy the music, but I preferred the music of the other Halloween movies. But this was still a very good movie.
It wasn't too bad, but then like that Halloween song that keeps popping up when he turns on the TV, that was stuck in my head.
Yeah, the tune 8 more days till Halloween, 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 8 more days till Halloween.
Yeah, and it was some Irish thing or whatever it is at the end.
Yeah, and did you notice the foreshadowing at the beginning of the movie? Yeah. There's that scene where they're in the house and it shows like a Stonehenge documentary. And it cuts over to like 8 more days till Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Later on in the movie, we do find out that the reasoning for all this witchcraft and stuff is because the guy got Stonehenge and he has it in his fucking factory and he's taking pieces off of it to make the shamrock buttons.
Yeah.
And very awesome. There was one scene that kind of confused me. I might have missed a plot point. But that scene where all the computers form the circle and then the Stonehenge kills the guy. Do they explain why that happened?
Nope.
Like, no, not at all? Then,
no.
So it was just a scene that didn't make sense.
No. that was towards the end, correct?
Yeah, that was the very end. Where
because that's when the doctor and that chick or something escaped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think he might have pressed something and then something happened and then the robots around him died or some shit like that.
Well, and I know he killed all the robots by using the buttons in the box that I remember. And but like the movie is amazing. I do enjoy it. I'll have to watch it again. But the whole part that kind of had me wondering, and I think that was the point, was at the very end of the movie, he gets them to, like, he was driving with that girl getting ready to like call him like, hey, we got to shut all this off. And it turns out the woman was one of them.
Yeah. And I don't know. If you're gonna ask me how that happened, I don't even know. Didn't she get kidnapped at some point?
You froze. She did. You froze. If you could repeat what you said.
Oh yeah. If you were gonna say like, how did that happen? I don't know.
Like, was she killed and then they had a robot already made of her? She couldn't have been a robot the whole movie because her and the guy had sex several times.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell that like she was a robot the entire time, unless they have like it's like fucking Austin Powers that has like all the kit and caboodle.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't get how that happened, but I do have some trivia real quick before we jump into more of the movie, because I noticed when we talk about movies, we kind of skip around anyway. So we're just going to discuss the movie, our favorite parts, and just talk about it as a whole. But here's a little bit of some information about the movie, some back knowledge and shit. Movie, there was a novel published about the movie in 1982 by science fiction writer Dennis. I'm gonna mess up his last name, so I'm just gonna say Dennis. By science fiction writer Dennis, under the pseudonym Jack Martin. Despite the movie's critical failure, the book was actually a bestseller and was reissued 2 years after the movie's release in 1984.
Was there a book?
Yes, a novel.
I'm gonna have to look for this book then, and I might get it.
Yep.
Gives me something to read or whatever.
Also, you know that scene where the guy is on. You know that scene where the guy's on the phone with the operator, and the operator keeps like cutting out when he's trying to call outside of Santa Mira. Do you know who voices that operator?
No.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh wow, really?
Jamie Lee Curtis was in Halloween 3 as the operator.
You know what I thought was really cool too? Apparently there was one of the girls from the first 2 Halloween movies as well.
Mm-hmm. There's actually several people that was in the other Halloween made it to this movie, which I think is kind of cool too.
Yeah.
Also,
you reckon that would have been connected to the first 2 as well?
Yeah, it could have. Like Jamie Lee Curtis could have, like her character could have gotten, because honestly, where does Halloween take place? The first 2.
Haddonfield, yeah. You're talking about the place?
Yeah, but what state?
Cool. Might have to look that one up.
Halloween takes place in Haddonfield, Illinois. This movie takes place in California, so they could be in the same universe. Jamie Lee Curtis's character could have gotten a job in California and moved.
Faked the death and then moved.
So they could very well be connected. Also, maybe. The small town of Santa Mira was also featured in the movie Invasion of the Body Snatchers from 1956.
Okay.
The gas station scene in the movie is also Carpenter's The Fog. That's another fun little side thing. So this movie and The Fog could be connected. Sorry, I'm trying to find more really cool shit. Okay, this is what you were talking about. Dick Warlock, the stuntman who played Michael Myers in Halloween 2, was one of the assassins. He played one of the suited assassins.
Ah.
So this Michael Myers in Halloween appearance.
Maybe Michael Myers turned into an assassin.
There's a paper factory that was used for the Silver Shamrock factory.
Okay.
What I thought was really weird about this movie, before I keep digging into facts, that doctor, okay, the second watch I realized that that's his ex-wife and his kids. But that doctor, no wonder he has an ex-wife. He's a man whore.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, have you noticed that? Like, he was chatting
like that scene where he's like
2 nurses.
Yeah,
he was chatting up to 2 nurses or whatever it was.
Yeah, he like grabbed that one nurse by the ass and like, I should have married you.
Yeah.
And then he was talking up that investigator that was trying to find all the information for him. He kissed her. He ended up making out and having sex with the girl whose father's missing. Like, this guy has confidence that I wish I had.
Yeah. It was funny. I was like, how old? He's like, how old are you? He goes, old enough to think you are like what I am or some shit like that. I'm
Yeah.
just like, whoa.
What's weird? Didn't he ask that after they had already had sex? Because they had
Yeah.
sex. And
Yeah.
then she said, "Are you ready for round two?" And he's like, "How old are you?"
Yeah.
Like,
Because
you
don't you
already.
he said something about what did he say? He said something that says, "Don't you just rest for a little bit" or something like that.
Yeah, don't you want to rest for a little bit? Wait, how old
Yeah.
are you? Like, you should have asked that a while ago.
Yeah, could have asked her that when you first met her.
Tom Atkins, he's the guy that plays the doctor. He
Yeah.
actually had pneumonia after
Oh, really?
shooting the film. Well, he was
Oh,
acting in
wow.
the movie and he had pneumonia. Yeah.
Ooh,
According to
but he
IMDb,
still nailed it though.
he did. He nailed it. Where have I seen that guy before, though? Tom Atkins.
He
Because
was
he looks
in
very.
he was in My Bloody Valentine, the remake or 3D.
I don't know if I saw that one.
I watched it a while ago. I think during lockdown or something. Um, and I think he was in The Fog.
He might. That's where I might have seen him, was in the fog. I mean, he looks familiar, but
And
he was also an extra. Go
and
ahead.
he was on Def Comes Lifting podcast too.
Oh, then that might be why.
Yeah, as you could see the
he just look,
poster.
he just looks familiar. Like, I don't know if it's just because he was an extra in a lot of shit or what.
Yeah, I only known him for like those two of those movies or something like that. I don't really know too much of him, but yeah.
It says on here at around 20 Plaza where Chalice called his ex-wife on the payphone to shirk his parental responsibility. It was also the same plaza featured in Halloween 2 when Darcy is trying to get Karen to keep her promise of taking her home. It's the same
Okay.
plot.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of cool things on here, but a lot of it's like little shit that you won't even notice. The big Halloween 3, though, like I said earlier, that's how they came up with the title. Not only is it the third in the series, but that's how they kind of put a play on the title. So let's list some of our favorite scenes, though. I'll let you take it away for this one, Greg, because I've been talking a lot. I'll let you talk.
Favorite scenes of the movie. I always thought like the kill scenes in that movie was pretty good for a movie like what I was saying that doesn't involve Michael Myers in there, and that movie is very underrated as well, very underrated. So much people hate on it, just because it doesn't have Michael Myers in it or anything like that. But
Mm-hmm.
I still like the scene when that nurse gets pinned to the floor and that robot grabs that drill and drills her in the head and stuff like that. But
I was upset about that death.
I thought that the way how it ended, it could have opened up for a sequel easily. How he goes,
Yeah,
turn it off right now, and it just stops
good.
there.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, what really upset me, Greg, was it ended on a plot twist. It ended with turn off the third commercial, and then it ended. And
Yeah.
I watched it all the way through the credits, and all I got at the very end was just different scenes of the movie, and then it ended. And I'm like, wait, what? Like,
Yeah.
why?
Could you imagine if they do Halloween 3 30 years later?
Halloween 3D.
Yeah. Halloween H3O.
They should do H3O. I would love to see Rob Zombie remake this movie and
I would love to
do a
see him
sequel.
do that too. I reckon he will. Obviously, Rob Zombie's Halloween movies is so so brutal, and like he visualized it different. I reckon I could see him do the same thing with this as well, with Halloween 3.
But would this movie hold up nowadays? Because there is the whole aspect of killing children. Do you think it would hold up
Maybe.
in
I don't know.
2022?
That'd be too brutal, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because there is that controversial scene where they're in that locked room and that kid's watching the TV and then his head like melts and
Oh
he's
yeah,
got
when
the
his mum was like, take that mask off, whatever it was it or something like that, and he was
yeah.
in the living room, and then that fucking song comes up that gave me a headache, and then yeah, it went all, and then like
Oh,
a snake came out of his mouth or some shit.
it was song. The song was I think it was something. It is time for Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. And now that I'm thinking about it, I do know why that doctor died now. Not that doctor, but that bad guy died. Cochran. It's because the Stonehenge and those chips are activated through that song because it's a chant, like a witchcraft type chant. So when he dropped all of those stems, all those things down there, and had all the song, all the TVs formed the circle, and then the Stonehenge statue killed the guy. I think
That
that's
makes more
exactly
sense
why.
now. I think
I
the
just
way
thought
how
of it.
you explained it makes more sense now.
I just thought of it because if you noticed when the kid died, it was because the song was playing and the chip killed him.
Yeah, yeah.
Another weird death, and I mean, looking back, it looks kind of stupid because like it is the '80s, but still a cool death. It's the scene where that woman finds that chip, messing with it, and it zaps her, and it like messes up her face and has like the spiders crawling out of her mouth and stuff.
Yeah, that was in a hotel room, right? In a motel room.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Yeah,
that was the second or third death, I think.
yeah. And then that doctor goes, "I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor. What happened?" You know.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Oh, it goes to Mr. Cochran," and he's like, "What?"
Yeah. Who? Oh, he's in. She's gonna be in great care or something like that. But yeah, for a very
She's
underrated film,
hair.
man. For a very underrated film, it's a brilliant movie if you watch it like maybe 2 or 3 times.
I was waiting for the doctor to be like, "Oh, she'll be fine. She just has a headache."
Give us
That
some
would have
Panama.
been hilarious.
Yeah.
Did you know that you can actually buy the Halloween masks from the movie?
What was
They
that,
were
sorry?
mass. The Halloween masks from the movie were mass produced.
Oh, really? So I thought those masks that those 3 kids were
Are you
wearing
still?
were pretty cool.
Yeah, you can actually buy them. I think on eBay.
Yeah, right. That's kind of cool. Like,
They were mass produced, but I don't know if you can still like go out and get them in a store. But I know you can
maybe
buy them.
maybe Amazon or something like that, or somewhere, But and they'd probably be worth a lot too.
The ones that I'm finding, but they could just be remakes, is from a website called Trick or Treat Studios. They do sell them for $60 a pop.
Is that
Now,
US?
that is US. I'm not sure if that would be Australian with shipping and handling. It might be $80 to $90, maybe.
And $50 for express shipping.
Dude, the masks are fucking killer. The thing is about this movie that had me confused, though, is I didn't really watch it until somewhat recently. And I always thought the movie was those masks possessed the children
Yeah.
and made them do stuff. I didn't know it killed them. Because even the fucking description of the movie says that it does his evil bidding. Like it kind of had me confused, and with Season of the Witch in the title, I thought like witchcraft what was, but I meant like I thought it was more of like witches.
I kind of feel like this should have been like
Not one
another
guy doing
Goosebumps
witchcraft. Great
episode.
movie. Yes. And honestly, this movie is one big fucking Goosebumps episode.
Yeah. No, like I'm serious. Like it could easily R.L. Stein, if you're listening to this, I know you're not, but like can you make this into like a Goosebump like episode? Because that'd be pretty cool. Or you remember that TV show Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Mm-hmm.
On Nickelodeon? Seasoned with.
Bro. If they remake any movie, make this one. I have a question, bro, for the next Reacts.
What's that?
Have you seen the new Buzz Lightyear?
I haven't, and I heard reviews about this movie. Some people weren't happy, and apparently it was a big flop.
Well, once it's available for streaming, because I don't expect you to go to theaters to watch it, let's review it, because I thought it was a great movie.
Yeah.
Perhaps I think Halloween 3 is a great movie, and it was a flop, too.
What was that, sorry?
I thought Halloween 3 was a great movie, but apparently it was a big flop, too, but it became a cultural icon after the fact.
Yeah. Like, look at what Defcom's lifting done with that poster at the back. You know?
Yeah.
Like, even Zach was saying it's one of his favorite movies as well. So
I have a friend who told me it's his favorite movie of the Halloween series, and it has nothing to do with the Halloween series.
Yeah. Like, I watched Halloween 6 the other day on my lunch break at work.
There's a following.
And that movie made no sense.
Which movie? I didn't hear the first part. I'm sorry.
Halloween 6.
Which one was that?
That's when they kill off Jamie Lloyd.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
And stuff.
A lot of the Halloween movies don't.
What's that, sorry?
None of the movies. After Halloween 2, none of them make sense, bro.
No, because they're in different timelines. And that's what I don't like about franchises that do have different timelines.
Because one of the similarities between this one and the original is it does follow a doctor.
Yeah.
They both are main star is a doctor. Now, what makes no sense without getting into, because this isn't connected to Halloween, but let's talk about it. Halloween 2 and 4 don't make sense in the timeline because Dr. Loomis is dead, and so is Michael Myers.
Yeah.
But in 4, Loomis is still alive without any explanation of how he survived. And so is Michael Myers. But they also don't mention that it's in a different timeline, so you're really confused. So, like, in reality, Halloween 3 is more of a believable sequel than Halloween 4.
Which one would you pick, Halloween 4 or Halloween 3?
As a standalone, as like a film?
Yeah.
3, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably
and
3.
And Halloween 4, the mask I didn't like.
The mask wasn't bad. I'd have to rewatch the movie, so I'm kind of at a weird bias right now because I just watched Halloween 3 times. So I haven't seen Halloween 4 in like a decade, so I might have to watch it again.
I'll be honest. I still reckon H2O is the best one, followed by Resurrection.
Well, I'll be honest. Let's be brutally honest here. I have not sat down and watched a whole lot of movies in a long time. That's why I kind of did this, to give my mind a chance to explore movies more. So when it comes like Halloween, I don't think I've ever seen H2O all the way through. I see 4, but it was like at a party. So it wasn't really like me watching it all the way through. The second time I watched it, I was by myself at my house, but I only watched it like I watched it almost to the very end, but I can't recall much of it. So I can't really tell you which is better. All I really have seen lately is the previews.
Yeah. H2O is always going to be my favorite one. That's the one that I watched in theaters, and the cover of H2O really scared me as a kid. And I had a picture of it, and I would just stash it away in one of my drawers and would never look at it because it just freaked me out.
Do you think the reason why me and you have such an open mind when it comes to these horror movies is because of nostalgia? Because a lot of people don't like Seed of Chucky. They don't like Halloween 3. They don't like Bride of Chucky because of the nostalgia they have held on to the original. We don't have that kind of nostalgia, so we can openly minded watch these because realistically, you're around the same age as me, but we're around the same age. For you, your first Child's Play movie, now correct me if I'm wrong, your first Child's Play movie that you probably remember being in theaters was Bride of Chucky. The first one I remember being in theaters is Seed of Chucky. Me and you never really got to see at an age of remembrance or being able to watch the first Child's Play.
Yeah.
So we don't really have the same nostalgia that some people have. Now, there are some people our age that, watch the original Child and don't like it. But a lot of it could be just nostalgia, and like they could be great films. We just didn't give them a chance.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. It can be like any film as well. That's why I started rewatching all the Child's Play movies up from Bride of Chucky to the last. I kind of just skipped the first three because it's its own thing. And like I started watching the Halloween movies again as well. Like as much as I don't like 5 and 6, but like I still watch them. Like they're still pretty decent. So
see, when it comes to like movies, I'm kind of weird about things because like I try to see things from both sides of the spectrum. I really do, because I try to be as open-minded as possible. I haven't always been this way, but like I realize that like I need to be more open-minded about things, including music. So if you know any current music, let me know and send it to me. But like movies, for me, like I want to look at it as a series like everyone else, but you also got to look at some of these movies as a standalone film. But what the studio mistakes and the mistakes that studios make is they don't tell you where at in the timeline it takes place, or even why certain characters aren't dead anymore. That's the part that upsets me. They're great standalone films, but why don't you explain to the listener what's going on?
Yeah.
In the series, because you have hardcore fans watching H2O and they're like, wait, or watching Halloween 4 and they're like, why is Michael Myers and Dr. Loomis still alive?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
What's going on?
I reckon I could have seen Dr. Loomis in Halloween 3 Season of Witch, and
that could have happened. Yes.
And then had the two doctors working with each other.
Mm-hmm. Let's give this movie a review because we have been talking about it for 30 minutes. Is there anything else you want to add?
Rob Zombie, I know you're not listening to this, but can you remake this movie, please?
Hold on, Greg. You froze real quick, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you up on the big screen, say what you're going to say.
Oh, yeah. Rob Zombie, can you please redo Halloween 3, please? Not asking for much, but like, please. Thank you.
That would be great, and I would love that. Could you imagine how upset fans would be if like Rob Zombie's like, I'm going to do another Halloween movie finally, and then he's like, Season of the Witch.
Yeah, but then question, like his wife, who will she play?
I'm sorry, dude. We keep freezing. Let me remove you and then bring you back. It might just be a slight issue. I'll bring you right. Okay, this should be better. Sometimes it just needs refreshed like that. What did you say, buddy?
So, Rob Zombie's wife, who will she play in Halloween 3?
Okay, now I know Rob Zombie's wife typically lives through every goddamn movie she's in, but she should play the investigator that gets killed by the drill.
And who played the doctor?
The doctor? Oh, that's a good one.
Don't say Atkins because he's like 85 years old, dude.
He is, but he should make an appearance in it.
A cameo, yeah.
A cameo. Actually, he's 80 something years old. He could play the guy that owns the factory.
He could do that.
Like the guy's not 80 something in the movie. He's like only in like his 50s or 60s.
Nah, but he's like 85 in real life or something like that.
But he could. Who could play the doctor? Oh, dude, you got me stumped.
I reckon Bill Moseley will be pretty good.
Bill Moseley or what's his name? The guy that plays the Midnight Wolf Man or whatever in Three from Hell.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I just can't remember his name. He'll be
He,
good too.
he could either play the dog. No, he could play the guy that owns the factory because he plays a really good crazy man.
Yeah, and Bill Moseley can be the doctor.
Yeah, Bill Moseley could be the doctor, and you
I
could
like that.
have kid from Halloween. You can have the kid from Rob Zombie's first Halloween in the movie too.
He's all grown up now.
He is, but that doesn't mean he has to play a kid. He can play one of the like that. He could play that one guy that played security that got distracted by the old guy. By the way, I forgot to mention this. Favorite character of the whole movie was that black guy that was
Yeah.
that played security because I love when he's in the hospital and he's to that guy to the doctor and he's like, "Hey, I just found him like this, so am I good?" And they're like, "Yeah, you're good." He's like, "Yeah, well, if you need help, I can stay." And then the guy pops up and says, "We're all gonna die," and he's like, "Fuck this!" And he like left the fucking hotel in the hospital.
Yeah.
It's like, nope, not today. And I think he's the only one in the movie besides the doctor that actually survived because he fucked off and minded his own business.
Yeah, you'll see him in the gas station at the end.
I'm sorry, you froze again real quick, but you said you saw him
Yeah,
in the gas station.
you'll see that guy at the gas station again at the end
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
kid.
like he's the one of the only people in the movie besides like people that minded their own business to survive because he minded his own business.
Yeah, but it'd be really cool. It's like the Halloween H30 30 years later, and then like from a different universe, Laurie Strode and her like sister and aunt or whatever it is make an
I
appearance.
I know who could play the actually forget Rob Zombie 3. Hear me out on this one. Tim Burton.
That'd be cool.
Have have Johnny Depp play the doctor. Yeah, and make it like a Tim Burton type film, dude. That would be fucking cool,
That'd
wouldn't
be
it?
cool because then he'll make it into like really because he's known for like making really trippy movies.
Yeah,
I could see it do like a Edward Scissorhands crossover Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
yeah. And the I know the girl's younger in the movie, but you can change it up. Have the girl whose father died be Winona Ryder.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
and yeah, getting banged by Bill Moseley.
Yeah. I met Johnny Depp, but yeah, I mean, have her be in the fucking Rob Zombie film. Dude, you should have the suited guys. They should all be Danny DeVito.
That'd be cool.
No, all the how about the suited guys be Daniel Craig?
Yeah, they're like all the Bond people. Like they'd be like all the
Did you
Bond
know that
people killing those guys.
originally they wanted the suited guys to be redheads? I guess
No.
they did. They wanted them all to be red. Nothing wrong with redheads, bro.
No, not at all. It'd be like watching a grown up Chucky.
But no, but the thing was, the issue that studio was, they're like, well, that adds bad stereotype to redheads because they're not all evil people. Plus, the whole like, it's hard to find redheads, believe it or not, in Hollywood and shit because redhead is actually a rare trait. I know there's a lot of them in the United States. I'm friends with a lot of them. I've almost dated a few redheads. Like they're easy to find in the United States, but it's actually a rare genetic trait.
Yeah.
And it just would have been weird to have like people are evil, they're redheads. Oh, that's not a good thing to like put out there. So they made them what, blonde and brunettes.
Yeah, pretty much. And then in the
Like
20s.
that's a very weird take. Um, there's a lot of cool shit about this movie, witchcraft and shit, without getting too deep into it. But what do you rate the movie on a scale of 1 to 10?
1 to 10, I give it an 8.
I give it an 8 as well as a standalone film. And that's what we're rating it as today. We're not rating it as a Halloween film, so don't come after us. We're rating it as a Season of the Witch standalone film. It is an 8. And Pink Sock Reacts gives it a solid 8 across the board.
Yeah.
Now,
I wish we had little emojis to pop up to say that, but we don't.
We can have them made. Where's Vic when we need him?
Yeah.
I do want to get Noami. We could talk about this after the show. I would like to get a hold of some people for graphics and like different intros and everything, just to make this a little more professional. But yeah, we're rating it an 8. Next week, we do have a guest on the next few episodes of Pink Sock Podcast. Is going to be pre-recorded. We're going to do a pre-recorded episode because we have a lot of people that want to be on the show but can't because it's the live format. They are not available on Mondays. So we will be pre-recorded the next 2 episodes as far as I know. It might be more than that. Who knows? But we will be doing lives more than likely on Instagram if you want to do that, Gorak.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Just keep my mind off shit because I got a lot of stressful shit going on in my life right now. But we do have next week have Justin Sanford of Neverwake. Whoops, sorry. Justin Sanford of Neverwake.
Devin Townsend then.
he is sexier than that though. But we do have Justin Sanford of Neverwake. He has been on the show previously. Really fun guy to talk to.
Nice.
We're just gonna bullshit about whatever. Are you able to make that show, Greg?
Is that Monday?
It's on a Saturday. We're doing Saturdays right now because we're pre-recording because I've got stuff going on Mondays. People aren't available on Mondays, so it's just easier right now.
I'll do it. I know I got work the next morning, but I'll still do it, man. It's all
okay.
Good.
If you're not able to, by all means, it's okay.
I'll CGI myself.
Like, I understand you've got work, bro, and I will not hold it against you. I totally understand if you can't do it.
I can broadcast it from work.
So if you go day before or whatever, and we'll figure it out. But yeah, we have Justin Sanford of Neverwake, and Halloween 3 got an 8. Now, it's very hard to get a 9 on our show, and it is impossible to get a 10.
Unless if we go and watch Black Phone, the new Ethan Hawke movie, because that movie got 100% Rotten Tomatoes for a horror film.
I'll have to check it out then.
I heard it's really good.
Another movie I'd like to do is Studio 666.
Oh, yeah.
The Foo Fighters film.
Ah, yeah. That's such a great movie, that. Fucking corny as shit, but it's so good.
Never seen it yet.
Have you seen it?
I have to watch. No, I have not seen it. Is it one that I have to watch?
Yeah, it's got Kerry King's in there.
I'll have to watch it then. Another good one that I saw commercials for, and we're going to cut this off. I'm sorry, we're getting into conversation. We can do this after the show. But Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe.
That'd be cool.
It's a new movie, Beavis and Butthead movie. But, guys, this was Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. It's an amazing movie. Go watch it. If you don't like it, you can put it up with us. Go watch it. And don't forget to watch Pink Sock Podcast. New episodes every Monday. We have live episodes occasionally. Just keep your eyes open for the live episodes. You can also find Pink Sock Podcast on all streaming platforms. I do want to put reacts on there eventually, but I got to find a way to separate it from the actual podcast once we do that. But keep your eyes peeled. We got some big things coming. Love you all. And Gorak, do you have anything you want to promote before I head out of here?
Working on some new guitar stuff at the moment, so yeah. My Instagram's acting really weird. It won't post me up stuff for some reason.
That's weird. Could it be like copyright issues for the guitar stuff?
No, not at all. Well, I don't know what's the deal. I'll sue him.
That's really odd. I need to get more active on Instagram and stuff. I've just had a lot going on, been helping people out. I'm just trying to keep myself busy mentally. But I will see you all later. Remember, as always, live long, rock hard. Go to Instagram. Go check out my Instagram. And go check out all of Pink Sock Podcast at the following streaming platforms. And you can also find us at, and I'm going to change the background real quick. Not the background. Didn't mean to do that. The background is this one. allmylinks.com/Pink Sock Podcast. It has our YouTube channel. It has our Facebook channel. It has all of that.
You can find us at Halloween 3 Season of the Witch.
Yeah, you can find us at Season of the Witch. I love you all, and remember, as always, live long, rock hard, and we're out of here, guys.
Stay spooky, motherfuckers. Stay weird.
Woo, stay spooky.